friends, and welcome to another installment of Needle Notes with Stitcher Trish and her nerdy husband, Steven.
Woohoo!
Today is January 1st, 2024. Happy New Year!
Woo!
So, thank you for coming and spending a little bit of time with the crazy people who live in this house.
Woohoo!
Yeah, and hope you had a fantastic holiday season and a Happy New Year, and you're having beautiful weather like we are, and well, it's a little cold, but
Woo!
It's sunny outside and there's not white stuff on the ground
Woo!
for us, which makes my Midwestern husband very happy.
Yes.
Because you what?
Because I hate snow.
Yeah, so being a Southerner, I love snow because we see it almost never.
I've seen entirely too much in my lifetime. If I never see another snowflake again, it will not bother me.
I'll be very disappointed. So, nonetheless, hope you're doing well. Just a little bit about us. We live in Central North Carolina. That's why we don't get snow very often. And yay! And I am a retired high school band director who is now driving motor coaches around the East Coast for part-time fun.
The big ones.
The big ones, yeah. And Stephen is an exceptional children's teacher at our local high school. So that's a little bit about us and what we're up to in the real world. We've been pretty laid back for the last couple of weeks. We've had a wonderful time with family and each other, just hanging out, and very quiet, calm Christmas for us, which is our preference these days.
It's been nice.
It's been very nice. Our New Year's Eve was not very eventful. Stephen went to bed about, what, 8:30?
For me.
Yeah. And I worked. I drove a shuttle for a concert in our state capital last night, Raleigh, which is about an hour and a half from us. So, it was cold, but it was a good time. It was a good night. It was easy.
Cold for me.
Yeah, it wasn't for you. It was for me, but it was an easy shuttle gig. It was fun. So, got to bed about 4:30 this morning. So, anyway, here we are. If things are a little bit interesting, you'll know why. So we're going to kick off our new year by showing you one of my, probably the biggest finish I've ever had. I finished this last episode in early December. It's Cottage Garden Samplings, A Year in the Woods. It's framed. It's back from the framers. Let me show you this monster. So, all finished. I used our local frame shop. This is not a self-frame. This is professionally done. And this is going to the grandson and living in the daughter-in-law and son's house. So she helped me pick out the frame to fit their decor. And it's going to go live at their house very soon. So I'm excited about having this back and having it finished. I think they did a fantastic job. They always do at this framers. And we tried to get the frame to look as much like real tree bark as possible. So it fit the woods thing. Mm-hmm. So
I like it.
Yeah. And the grandson's a very outdoorsy kid. He's a wide open run and gun kind of guy. So we thought the more woodsy we could get it, the better it would be. So very proud of that. And I'm glad it's finished. Since
me too.
Yeah, or finally finished, I guess. FFO is the way we say it in the cross stitch world. I have another piece that as soon as I finished this and sent it to the framers, I got to working on pieces that I haven't touched in almost 2 years because I was working on the Year in the Woods. So what I would like to show you is a piece by Teresa Kogut. It's called Above All is the name of it, and it comes in a book. Her patterns are really well done, super easy to read. And I started this actually on December the 26th of 2022. No, 21. Yeah, 21. What I did with this, a little bit interesting for me. I just put it together out of stash, and I had most of the DMC. I did the DMC substitutions, and I didn't have everything, so I went with the closest colors. So some of these are substitutions, so it's not exactly the called for floss. The fabric that I used for this is from Fortnight Fabrics. It's called Burgundy Truffle. It is a 40 count fabric, and it's 1/2. So I used one strand of floss over 2 X's. And so I'm glad to have this done. It's the thing that's like very sampler-ish that I've ever done. It was way more stitching than it looks like on the front of the cover, or I didn't think through it. It ended up being super, super involved, but fun to do. The flowers were interesting, and it's just a lot of color changes. I enjoyed it, and glad to have this one done. I have zero idea how it's going to be finally finished. If we're going to frame it or pillow, or I have no idea yet. So we're going to think on that one a little bit. So kind of excited to have two major pieces finished and out of my life. But what I'm doing right now is just kind of taking a week and stitching one thing, and then taking a week and stitching something else. And then I have a travel piece on the go. Last FlosstTube episode, I opened up this from Petruvia, and I'm probably butchering the pronunciation, but they sent me this kit to try it out, and I opened it and showed you unboxing of it last week. And then the last couple of weeks, I've worked on it a little bit at on Saturday mornings. We go to this wonderful tea house we have in town. It's absolutely Stephen's favorite place on the planet. It's called Chad's Chai, and it's in our downtown area. You want to describe Chad's?
It's chill.
It's very chill.
It's like Starbucks on tranquilizers, but with tea.
With tea and just the most beautiful blends of different teas. And we have our favorite things, and they also have pastries. So we go there for breakfast pretty much every Saturday morning.
And the staff is great.
Oh yeah,
Love the staff.
To us, they're kids, but
Well,
young folks.
most people are kids.
Yeah, true. We're getting to that point in life, but nonetheless, this is the bookmark that she sent me, and I've worked on it 2 Saturdays. So this is how much I've gotten accomplished so far. Not much yet, but it's fun. I'm trying to stitch it in hand instead of putting it on a hoop, so that's different for me. White floss, man. But it's an Aida cloth, and then this floss is a very light gray. I just white and gray floss, and I just have little arguments with each other. It's just what it is. So I had to unstitch a lot of it, restitch it. Wow. The pattern's super easy. It has nothing to do with the pattern of the kit. It's an awesome kit. If you're looking for great bookmarks, go check out their website, and I've linked it below in the drop-down box. Got all kinds of stuff for any interest that you have. If you've got a preteen or a teen that you need to gift a bookmark in their Avenger or Harry Potter.
Just about any pop culture.
Yeah, you name it, they've got a bookmark for it. And that, I don't think it'll take me over 5 or 6 hours to do that total. It probably less if I hadn't screwed up and had the frog stuff. But great little kits. I can't say enough good things about those kits. So go check that out. The next thing that I've been working on, and this is actually what I spent all day Christmas stitching, is Mirabillia's Snow Queen. And I'll show you how much I've gotten done on that so far.
That was how quiet our Christmas was.
Yeah, I stitched all day. So, yeah, I pretty much did her dress all the way over here. A little bit the week before Christmas, not a huge amount of time because the week before Christmas. But Christmas Day, I got in all of the white there. So you can see she's missing a head. The reindeer's not, focused mostly on getting this, again, white stitches. I just have, railroad them, try to get them to lay flat. It just arguments with white stitches. But I'm glad with how this is progressing. I'm using, this is a 28. It's the called for size. It's 28 or 32. It's falling out of my head at the moment. But this is an opal fabric. So it's got that gloss and glisten to it. I think once I get all of the beads and embellishments on it, it's going to be fantastic.
I want to say it's 32.
I think it's 32. I used what she called for because of all the embellishments. This thing has a bazillion beads in it, and some of them are pretty large. So I went with exactly the size that they called for. So it's the Be Stitch Me. Frost is the name of the colorway. And again, it's opal, and I'm using 2 strands of floss over 2 X's on this one just to get it as thick and full as possible.
The camera's not going to show it, but that is gorgeous. Yeah. I mean, gorgeous, shimmering. It's like winter.
Yeah, nice. Winter and ice. It was perfect. When I saw that on Be Stitch Me's website, I knew that was the fabric I wanted to use for this piece. I'm very, very happy with how it's going, and I'm almost done with all the white stitches. Yay. Woohoo. Woohoo. So the next thing that I worked on, and I'm pretty happy with how far I got on this, is Long Dog Sampler's Templar Prophecy. So again, I started both these pieces a couple of years ago and just didn't touch them while I was getting the Year in the Woods done. But I have finished the entire top row. So what I did, I guess it was last week, week before last, was this page, which is page 5. Each of these pages is about that wide going across, and there's 5 pages coming this way and then 3 pages going down. So it's 15 total pages. So, and then yesterday I came back to this piece and started on this side. Right here, you can see I'm a little further down. That's how much I got done wasn't last evening because I worked last evening. It was Friday night, Saturday night. Anyway,
they all blend together.
It has at this point. It's the days that we don't know what day it is, time of year. So anyway, my goal for this week is to work on, this is page 6, and get as much of page 6 done as I can. And then next week I'm going to go back to probably to Snow Queen. So anyway, happy with how this is progressing. Oh, this is on Aida. It is on Aida with Silks for You black silk. And it's a little bit variegated. It's not massively variegated, but you can see some of the lightness in that. So those are all of the things that I've worked on. So it's been nice to have so much downtime to actually be able to focus and just to stitch and not have to worry about other stuff. So I wanted to brag on my nerdy husband, who is a jewelry maker. If you've watched our floss tubes before, you've seen some of his work, but he made me this beautiful dragon necklace along with a couple other dragon necklaces. I couldn't wear them all in one show, but that's what part of my Christmas present was. Very, very cool. I was happy about that. It was a very dragony Christmas because I have a little friend that he also got me today, actually. What's his name? Baden. If you don't know about Squishmallows, they're fantastic. They're just happy. So got a little dragon today. And then the coolest thing, he bought not one, but 2 kits from Everything Cross Stitch. And I want to show those off to you. So the first one is Coffee Sea Dragon. And this is by Pain Free Crafts. So it's a pretty much full coverage. The image is all full coverage. The background is not. So that was the first one. And then kit number 2 is the Tea Dragon, also by Pain Free Crafts. So yeah, these are because I'm the Coffee Dragon and he's the Tea Dragon. So it just makes sense. And they're roughly the same size. So I've got to think about what I want to do fabric wise and how we're going to think about that. But, you know, like I said, he bought the kit. So all the DMC, all packaged. It's the most beautiful thing ever. And again, he got it from Everything Cross Stitch. And how was that experience?
I loved it. Very easy. They packed up the order like that day, and I got it within a week. So I loved it. I'd do it again. Oh, I shouldn't say that.
Oh, you would?
That might be a future gift I'm giving away.
Oh, break my heart. So, but I have never used Everything Cross Stitch. You just happened to cross them somehow.
Yeah, and I did a Google search for dragons and cross stitch, and they had, I can't remember how many patterns, but I liked those the best. Yeah. It fit us. So yeah, it's a slick operation. Yeah.
So I will link that below as well, so you can go check out Everything Cross Stitch. And next time I'm looking for supplies for myself, I'm going to give them a look as well, because he was so he was trying to sneak it in, but I got the mail that day.
Yeah, the service was so fast that it got there before I could get to it for a complete surprise.
I didn't open it. I was good.
You were good.
I didn't even shake it, or I just put it on the cabinet, left it alone.
Well, the Everything Cross Stitch mailing label.
That did kind of give it away, but
the kind of squishiness of it.
I didn't
probably
try to figure out what it was. I didn't ask. I didn't pry. I was very good.
Good.
So anyway, that was, you know, it was a dragon Christmas for me, and yeah, and for Mr. Steven, it was a stuff you need Christmas. So yeah, but we had a very, very good time. Very good, peaceful, wonderful services at church. We enjoyed those tremendously this year, and enjoyed the family. And, you know, grandson was 3, so he was wide open. Yeah, he's just a ball of fire. It's just how he is. So plans, right now this week I'm going to work on Templar prophecy, and then before we record again, I'll probably jump back over to the Mirabillia and work on Snow Queen. I have a brand new project that I get to start tonight because it's the first day of the year and I know what our high temperature is for the day. So I am starting Temperature Dragon by Dr. Christie, Christie's Corner Needlework, and that's linked below as well. So I'll get started on that.
Notice the theme here.
Yeah, there's a total. It's going to be, well, 2024, for those of you that don't know.
It's the year of the dragon.
It's the year of the dragon. So, you know, Templar Prophecy's got a couple dragons in it. So Snow Queen is probably going to be my only non-dragon thing for the entire year, forewarning you. So those are my cross-stitch plans for the next month upcoming. I'm going to be fairly busy with the motor coach thing. So it's back to reality tomorrow, and then Stephen's back to reality on Wednesday for work. So back to some semblance of a schedule. Maybe we'll know what day of the week it is at that point. We also have an Etsy shop that I'd love for you to check out. It's linked below. It is Forever Foreverusneedleraft on Etsy. There's a ton of bags in there, and they're very reasonably priced. I'd love for you to check that out if you're in the market for a bag, and there's some needle minders and scissors fobs and things like that in there. But we'd love for you to check that out. I guess that's about it for us, and I just want to say thank you so much for spending some time with us, because there are so many FlossTube channels to watch, and we appreciate sharing time with you. If you have questions or comments, please feel free to drop those on the link. I would love to interact with you and chat back and forth. Again, thank you so much for taking an interest.
Always looking to make new friends.
Yeah, absolutely. So hope you have the best new year in 2024 ever.
Woohoo!
Thank you so much, and until next time, bye-bye.